So we're back here at Morristown National Historic Park. We were here last week, and I mentioned that there's a couple great reasons to come here. It's just beautiful hiking and walking and getting out in nature and just enjoying the peace and quiet. But I also like coming here because I was an infantryman in the United States Army, and this place is basically hallowed ground for us. Washington brought his troops here for 2 different winters to encamp here. And well, one winter was particularly bad. There was like 10,000 people that came in and camped, soldiers that came in and camped, and of those, I think 2,000 died of frostbite, of cold and starvation, dysentery, disease, whatnot. It was pretty awful. So I tend to reflect on that when I come here. These are my soldier ancestors, if you will. They made an incredible sacrifice for us, and it just reminds me of the relationship that we have towards our past and to the responsibilities that we have as people towards our fellow countrymen, our fellow people around the world, our fellow human beings, really. People made a sacrifice for us, and that has to be honored. That kind of leads into, in a loose sort of way, the video that we're making today, and it's part of a series of videos that we want to make. These are on the use of AI in our lives, really, but particularly for us, with our business and how we do things. AI's been just a big talking point lately. So we want to show you how we're using it, and just as importantly, how we're not using it. So we only really have one rule in regards to AI, and it's the same rule that we have for Photoshop, which we've been using for much longer. Anybody doing business on the internet has used Photoshop. But that rule is simple. Never, ever, ever misrepresent the thing that you're selling. You just can't do it. I mean, it's like you can't make something better. You can only make something less accurate, and less accurate is no good. So we have a steadfast rule against that, and there's 2 really important reasons why that is. The first, and they can both be expressed in numbers. The first is the number 55. 55 is a number we are extremely proud of. 55 is the percent of our business which comes to us from existing customers, from prior customers. These are people that have bought something from us before, and they were happy about what they got, and they want to do business with us again. So over half of our business is coming from you, our customers, our existing customers. The industry average, okay, keep in mind we're 55. The industry average is about 20 to 30%. So at 55, we're doing pretty well, and we're really proud of that. So the second number is the number 3, and it's also a number we're proud of. It's the percentage of products that we sell that come back to us via return. Customer didn't like the size, it wasn't right, they got the wrong size necklace, something like that. We just we're taking things back to make adjustments to those 2 things. And sometimes if somebody just doesn't, they got it, and maybe they gave it as a gift, and the wife was like, no. So that's fine too. Send it back, and you get the refund, just like we say on our policy. This is no big deal. But the number 3, it's actually a really good number, because the industry average is between 10 and 15%. So we're definitely doing well on that front. So we're proud of both of these numbers for 2 reasons. I'm full of numbers today, sorry. The first one is because our designers are awesome. I mean, okay, that's my opinion, but of course it is. But they really represent an incredible tradition. They do it with pride. Each piece of jewelry that they make, they're on top of. They're looking at for quality control. The way they design the pieces, all of that. It's not the kind of stuff that you're going to find every day on the street, in the mall, around the country. It's really quality, and it's old school craftsmanship, which I know is a phrase that gets abused, but it really is. The second reason is I think the numbers reflect, our ethos as sellers, Joanne and I. The way we represent our designers, the way we represent each piece, and the way we represent our customers, really, because we're in between. We represent you to them and them to us. It's very important to get things right, but also to be as forthcoming and as honest and as clear as you possibly can be. The more clear you are, the more accurate you are in your descriptions, the less likely you are to have a return, and the more likely you are to have a return customer. Those numbers describe, us and the effort that we put into this as well. So that's one of the reasons why we wanted to make this series of videos. We wanted to show you how we use AI and Photoshop. And we're going to start with Photoshop because that's the oldest tool. Everybody in the world uses Photoshop. If you're going to put some kind of image on the internet, you ought to go through Photoshop first just to make sure the image is clean and bright and you can see what's there and it's cropped well. So we want to show you how we do that. And then later we're going to get into how we're using AI, how we want to use it in the future, and I think that's it. Right now, I'm gonna hand you over to myself at the computer back at the office for a little bit of a Photoshop show and tell. So the number one thing that we're trying to accomplish with any product photograph is very simply to show the product as accurately as we possibly can. Not better than accurate, and certainly not less either. Getting a photograph to look as good as the piece of jewelry actually is darn near impossible. But you certainly don't want to use, Photoshop or anything else to try to make something better than it actually is. It's impossible. There's accurate. And then there's everything else, and everything else is a big less than. You don't want your customers to get something in the mail and go, wait a minute, that's not exactly what I thought I was getting. Because that's just a return waiting to happen. It's a return customer that won't return again. It's all wrong. Any case, okay, so Orestes took this photograph. He's our photographer in Greece. He takes a lot of photographs for us. I mean, probably over 1 million at this point. But this is a still shot that he took of a new Hierochristo pendant. And he sent it over to us. And we like it. It's in focus. Everything's good about it. One thing that I don't like is that it's got all these little distractions in it. You get this this concrete cylinder, and concrete, as concrete does, has little pits in it, little marks, little stains. And I don't really want our customers to be spending time thinking about all those little dots. I just want them to be able to focus in, see what the product is. If they like it, move forward. If they don't, move on. But there's no point in spending a lot of time looking at what's going on with this photograph and all these little dots. So we go into Photoshop then, and we fix things up a little bit. What we don't fix up is the pendant itself, but we will fix up what is around the pendant. Okay, so in this case, sorry, getting on with it, we have the spot healing brush tool, which is over here. It's one of these tools, and I can go over this this stain, this dot. I don't know what it is, but I can click on it and it'll be gone. Very nice. So what it's actually doing is it's filling in that space that I don't like with a lot of the material, a lot of the coloration and textures of the space around it, and it's just moving it all in. And that's great, but sometimes it gets a little bit inaccurate, like you click on something and then some other dots show up. This is a wonderful tool if you got like a model who's got a little bit of acne, you just bump, 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 and it's all gone, she's cleared up, and then the model's like super happy. Oh, wow, look at me. In any case, that's what we use spot healing for. That's been a tool that's been in Photoshop for a long time. But let me show you another one that actually is AI. So one thing that you'll notice about this photograph is that the cylinder is cut off at the bottom. We might have different places in either in our advertising on Instagram or on the site itself,
where we want a longer, more rectangular framing for the product itself. And in this case, maybe we'd want to be able to show what that full cylinder is. Instead of letting your mind fill in the blanks, we're going to let AI do it for us. So in this case, it's really simple. Just going to loop around the spot we want to fill in. Pop. And I'm going to hit the generative fill. So it's using AI now to imagine what the rest of this photograph is supposed to look like. Primarily, it's going to see what the rest of that cylinder is going to look like. In this case, because everything else is sort of on a white background, it's probably going to fill in everything else with a white background too. And a shadow. And there you go. Not only that, but it gives us like 3 different options for how to deal with this. You'll notice at the bottom, those are changing. So it not only filled it in 3 different ways and gives us the option of what we want to deal with. And to me, that one's the best. The shadow just looks more, accurate. In any case, there you go. So yes, we will use Photoshop. We'll use it on almost every single photograph that comes in. If nothing else, then just for cropping and framing and then getting our Athena Gaia stamp onto it. But in some cases, if we think that the photograph has distractions in it that we don't like, or the model has an acne scar or something like that, or bad hair, then we'll use the generative fill with AI to clean that up as well. Otherwise, that's it. That's how we use Photoshop.
Well, thanks for watching so far. We're back at Morristown National Historic Park. I just wanted to, this next part I'm going to read because we have a list of additional videos that we want to make, and we're also interested in hearing, what you would like to hear about. So let me see. One of our videos is going to be on, the use and potential misuse of AI, specifically where models are concerned. We're seeing a lot of models on the internet that are AI and wearing jewelry, in our experience, we're just not seeing it yet. We're not seeing how that's a good thing, because you take the piece of jewelry and you put it on the AI model, and like a pendant that's this big winds up being this big, and the lighting is all wrong, and it has a chain that goes over a shoulder, but it's all flattened out over the shoulders. You can tell that it's not real. And we're not into doing things that aren't real. We want it accurate. So it's going to be a while before we get there. Like, if you recall, sorry, I'm going back. If you recall, like, back in the beginning of AI, 6 months ago, there was like pictures of people. You'd ask it to generate a picture of a person, and they would come out with like 6 or 7 fingers on their hands. Okay, well, imagine some of our pieces, all that intricate detail, all that etching and filigree work, and it messes it up. I mean, it's not good. We can't treat our customers like that. We can't treat our designers like that, or their effort like that. No, if it's not going to work, we're not going to do it. So it's going to be a while before you see us use AI models. However, I'm kind of lying, because we already used one. in not last week's newsletter, but I think the one before that. We had at the top, we had some pictures of an AI model wearing a cross, and I'll show it to you now. But one of our customers called. She's like, "Oh wow, I love your new model. She's really pretty." We're like, "No, that's AI. Sorry, that's just threw it up there because we thought it was fun." No, we're nowhere close to using AI in models. It doesn't do the piece of jewelry justice, and therefore it doesn't do you justice, and it's beneath us to go there. So we're just not going to do it until it's darn near perfect, which may be a while from now, but I'm sure that day might come. There is one thing that we might use an AI model for, but the model isn't going to be a professional model or some beauty queen or something like that. The model's going to be you. So this is our idea. This is on our list of things that we want to talk about. is to have we already do the personalized shopping, where you just call us and slot a time on the phone for us, and we go through and really take our time and show you what we think is right for you. But we wanted to add to that the possibility that you could send a photograph to us of yourself, and then we take that and the pieces that you're interested in, and then use AI to the best that we can, but like over the phone, so that you know what's going on, right? And put the piece of jewelry on you. And then you can see what you look like with a certain pendant on, with earrings on, stuff like that. Maybe what colors would work out best for you, all that kind of stuff. We thought that might be an interesting use or an interesting application of AI. So that we're going to work on. But those are two different ideas that we have. For videos, those are two different ideas. One is to explain how we're not going to use it, but also to explain how we will use it. But this is a list, and there's lots of empty space on the back of this page, and we're very interested in hearing what things you would like to hear about in regards to AI and advertising and that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's been a long video. Thank you so much for hanging in there. And I talk too much, probably. Somebody's going to say that. But thank you very much for spending your time, and we really appreciate it, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye.